For more on the matter, let's cross now to SABC reporter Mzwandile Mbeche in Parktown. Mzwai, with 200 people allowed to register for the hearing, how is that going? I know that there's massive interest in this, and I can imagine that 200 is just a small number compared to the amount that would like to actually be there.
Oh yes, Leanne, the accreditation has been going smoothly. We are now outside where the commission will sit because the accreditation is just across the road on the other side to make sure that they are able to really control every situation here. I mean, you can see there's a number already of police and of course barricades. They are taking no chance. Not only is it Metro or South African Police Service, I've also seen the PPU, the Presidential Protection Unit. So to make sure really that the situation is moving smoothly, Leanne. So they want to allow that number of people, the members of the public. Remember, the commission is open to the public, but given the interest that is in this commission, so you can't allow everyone inside. That's why they are limiting it to 100 people. So those who want to get in, so will be required to produce their IDs, and then they write down their names, and then the commission will know exactly who is there. Even the media, Leanne, so they are not allowing everyone. So earlier in the week, they issued an advisory to say the media must decide who it will send inside, because there's also people from international channels and newspapers. So the interest is quite huge. Obviously, it's understandable because someone that is appearing is the former president and the person, Leanne, who announced that this commission will be set up, as you had said in your intro last year.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it's why when we talk about international interest, I mean, this is a former president of a country, and it's a huge moment for South Africa and for the State Capture Commission. Let's just talk about what is expected today, though. So the commission resumes, and there's a lot of question marks as to what will happen when our president actually goes there, and will it actually go ahead? I mean, you know, some people are talking to perhaps holes within some of the commission's work, and whether or not there will be delays in this.
Well, Leanne, your guess is as good as mine, but perhaps we can somehow do a bit of predicting, given what has been happening throughout. One of the things that we said earlier was that the former president was invited to present his side of the story. So, which basically says, Leanne, he was not necessarily summoned or subpoenaed under the rules of the commission, but I think the commission felt that because there are a number of people who've been saying certain things about him, they would want to hear from him. So what we expect will happen at 10 o'clock is that he will take the witness stand, and his lawyers will probably say a word or two. If indeed it goes ahead, we expect him perhaps to read a statement. Remember, he has made some of the remarks in the past which are interpreted in many ways. I think other people were saying he doesn't appear to support this process, but of course I think he would want to then set the record straight to say the fact that the commission has invited me and I'm here, it shows that I support the work of the commission. But in terms of the contents and what exactly will happen, it will depend really on how the commission approaches this. You remember what he did, Leanne, when he was invited. He wanted to be finished with questions to say, what is it that you want to ask? But the commission said no. And I think if the commission, let's say, goes ahead and perhaps puts some of those questions and the legal team feels he's not properly prepared, they'll probably stand up and say they would need more time. So it does look to me that it will be the work of the legal teams to clarify what exactly his status here, what his position is here. And then based on those discussions which may happen before he testifies, then we'll have an idea what exactly would happen. Remember, Leanne, he is scheduled to be here the whole week. But of course, it will depend on whether they agree on how this process will unfold going forward.
Mzwayi Betcha, thanks very, very much. We'll be crossing to Mzwayi throughout the course of this morning's programme, but also remember that we will be covering that live on SABC News. 10 o'clock is when the Commission sits and starts.